imagine this for a moment. You open your music app and scroll through endless playlists filled with fast beats, short intros, catchy choruses, and songs designed to capture attention within seconds. New sounds appear every day. Trends rise overnight and disappear almost as quickly. In a world like this, one question naturally appears. How does a group like Il Volo continue to stay relevant? Welcome back to the Il Volo space. Before we begin, if you love discovering the deeper stories behind music, artists, and unforgettable performances, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Every subscription helps this channel continue creating thoughtful content for people who truly enjoy music beyond the surface. 3 singers, big orchestral arrangements, powerful vocals, emotional performances. A style inspired by classical traditions in an age built around speed and instant gratification. By every modern industry prediction, opera pop should have become a niche genre long ago. And yet, Il Volo continues to perform across major stages, attract audiences across generations, and remain part of conversations about meaningful music. That raises something even more interesting. Maybe opera pop was never disappearing. Maybe people simply needed artists who knew how to make it feel alive again. That is where Il Volo changed the conversation. From the beginning, they never approached opera pop as something outdated that needed modernization through compromise. They approached it as something timeless that could coexist with modern culture. That difference matters. Many artists facing changing trends begin removing everything that makes them unique in order to fit current expectations. But Il Volo did something unusual. They preserved their identity while changing the experience around it. Their music still carries dramatic vocals. Their performances still embrace emotional intensity. Their arrangements still feel cinematic. But the presentation evolved. Instead of performing as if audiences already understood classical traditions, they created performances that invited everyone into the experience. You do not need years of musical education to understand emotion. You do not need to study opera to feel goosebumps. You do not need technical vocabulary to recognize sincerity. That accessibility became one of their greatest strengths. People often assume modern audiences only want quick entertainment. But that assumption ignores something important. Human emotions have not changed. People still want songs that make them pause. People still want moments that feel larger than ordinary life. People still want performances that make them forget their phones for a few minutes and simply experience something. Il Volo understands that. When they perform, they create atmosphere. Everything slows down. The lighting, the orchestra, the staging, the movement, the pacing. It all works together to transform a concert into something that feels almost cinematic. That experience stands out even more today because attention has become one of the most valuable things in the world. Everyone is competing for it. Apps compete for it. Videos compete for it. Music competes for it. But Il Volo doesn't compete by becoming louder. They compete by becoming unforgettable. There is a difference. Another reason their music remains relevant is because they understand emotional storytelling. Modern music conversations often focus on streaming numbers, algorithms, and charts. Those things matter. But long-term connection comes from something deeper: stories. Every great performance tells a story. Every vocal decision communicates something. Every pause means something. When Il Volo sings, people often describe feeling transported, not because of complicated production, not because of visual effects, but because their performances carry emotional weight. That emotional weight gives their music longevity. You may hear a trending song hundreds of times in one month and forget it the next, but a powerful performance can stay in memory for years. That is one of opera pop's greatest advantages. It creates moments instead of background noise, and Il Volo understands exactly how to build those moments. What makes their journey even more fascinating is how they connect generations. This is something many artists struggle to achieve. Teenagers discover them through clips online. Parents play their songs at home. Older audiences appreciate the classical influence. Entire families attend performances together. Very few genres can do that. Even fewer artists can. That cross-generational appeal creates something stronger than popularity. It creates continuity. One generation introduces another. One listener becomes two. One concert becomes a shared memory. And over time, the audience grows not through hype, but through emotional connection. That may actually be one of the most powerful forms of relevance, because trends depend on attention. But emotional connection creates loyalty. There is also something else happening in modern culture. People are becoming increasingly interested in authenticity. For years, audiences became surrounded by filters, edits, and constant perfection. Now many people are beginning to appreciate things that feel human again. Live vocals, real performances, visible effort, skill developed over time. Opera pop unexpectedly fits into this shift. And Il Volo represents something audiences are rediscovering: the beauty of mastery. Watching singers deliver difficult vocal performances reminds people that excellence still matters, training still matters, discipline still matters. That realization creates admiration, and admiration creates long-term audiences. Their performances remind listeners that music can still feel grand, not artificial, not exaggerated, but grand. That is rare. There is also courage in staying true to a style. When everyone moves in one direction, choosing your own path becomes difficult. Artists constantly feel pressure to adapt. Change your sound, change your image, follow the trend, go viral. But Il Volo stayed committed to their identity while continuing to evolve around it. That decision became one of their greatest strengths, because identity creates recognition. Recognition creates trust. Trust creates longevity, and longevity creates legacy. Maybe that is the real reason opera pop remains relevant. Not because the genre changed completely, but because artists like Il Volo reminded people what made it special in the first place. Strong voices, real emotion, timeless melodies, moments that feel unforgettable. In a world moving faster every day, their music offers something different. It gives people permission to slow down, to listen, to feel, to remember. And perhaps that is why audiences continue returning. Because trends come and go. Technology evolves, platforms change, but emotion remains. A beautiful voice remains. A performance that reaches people remains. And when music creates that kind of connection, relevance becomes almost automatic. Maybe opera pop never disappeared. Maybe it was simply waiting for artists who knew how to carry it into a new generation. And Il Volo continues proving that timeless music still has a place in the modern world. If you enjoyed this video and want more music deep dives, artist stories, and conversations about the hidden power behind great performances, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with someone who loves music. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.